So today I'm going to go ahead and cover 4 topics. Number 1 being my experience throughout college and how I got accepted into college and a brief overview of that. The second being my major and how I chose what major I wanted to go for starting as a freshman. The next one is going to be me graduating and receiving my diploma. The last one is going to be my plans as of right now and what I'm doing and where I'm headed. So let's start with my experience. I applied to my local CSU and I applied to a few nearby, but I was going to stay in California regardless. I didn't think to apply anywhere outside of California because of finances. I didn't really think much about it. Honestly, I give props to the teachers that I had in my life at the time, because if it wasn't for them, I probably would have never even applied to college, because just the way my school was set up, they didn't really put an emphasis on going to college, if that makes sense. They didn't really guide you in the right direction, even though I should have already expected it. I just didn't know. When you're in high school, you don't know what to expect or how to go from high school to college, the transition. You don't know. I applied, got accepted, and I got my living situation figured out. So it came the summer of after high school graduation. I'm getting my stuff packed, moving in, and day 1 of college comes. I already had my major picked. Pretty much my whole first year was a learning experience. You kind of learn how to navigate the school, how to learn how to live on your own, how to cook, how you want to live, your health styles, your lifestyles. Everything is so brand new. You've been living in at home your whole life, so now that you're away and starting new, everything is just so different. And I'm glad I had my boyfriend to leave to college with me, because if I was leaving alone, honestly, I don't know how I would have taken it. The change could have been made me homesick, or I could have went out and partied way too much. But I'm glad I had a good balance of support during my time of move. So I had a pretty positive college experience. I did learn that you have to learn time management, you have to learn responsibilities, you get into credits, credit cards and all of this at this time. So you need to learn to manage your money, you have to learn all this stuff all at once. You have to learn not to procrastinate and how to prioritize your life with your friends and your family and school. So there's so much that comes with joining, starting college, but it's all worth the experience at the end. But I definitely think it was all worth it. I enjoyed my college time. I really didn't do much on campus, but that was the experience I chose because I did so much in high school. As far as the skills level, if college is difficult, for me, I don't think education ever, school never came easy for me. I always thought it was interesting. I always enjoyed math. I always enjoyed science and writing. But I definitely think if you don't put yourself on a schedule to set up time for homework or tutoring if you need it, it can definitely become hard. But I think you have plenty of resources to get yourself through college if you really wanted to. So to sum it up, that was my experience with college and what I thought and how I transitioned from high school to college. Now, to move forward, at some point within my application, I had to pick a major. I always knew I wanted to work with kids of some sort, but I didn't know how. Growing up, I loved playing teacher, and I would play with my kids on my street all the time. We would play gymnast, and I would be the coach, or cheer. We would go to cheer practice in my front yard, and I would be their coach. Or we would play teacher. We would have recycled homework assignments, and we would be playing teacher. With somewhere within the lines of me doing my application, I selected psychology as my major. I didn't know what I wanted to do with psychology. I didn't know if I wanted to do adults or children or marital. I didn't know. I just did psychology. I knew it was with the brain, and I just thought that was interesting. So I started off my freshman year, fall of 2013, right out of high school. I stuck with psychology, which your first year to 2 years is just general classes. You can take a couple upper division, but it's not until your second year you're really taking your major classes. So I started taking my psych classes, and they were so interesting. I really enjoyed it. But it wasn't until I took this psych class that was statistics. I love math, but for some reason this math class had me at my core. I was struggling so hard. So basically this class kind of scared me away from this major but not only this class, but also what I was gonna do with my degree. So what I decided I wanted to do with psychology was minor in criminology and work with the kids in the juvenile hall system. I was not a fan of criminology, so I had already known from taking a few criminology classes that I wasn't loving what I was learning, and on top of that, this statistics class was kicking my ass. So I was like, I gotta do something. So what I did was I dropped out of that stats class. I had to get a signature from the professor, and I switched my major mid-semester. So 2.5 years into my semester, and I'm now at fall 15. I have just changed my my major to liberal studies, which is to be a school teacher. I chose to do school teaching because I love children. I love working with kids. I've always loved teaching. I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I don't know why I didn't go in right away with teaching. I think in high school I just didn't know what I was doing with my application, to be honest. So I switched majors. So spring of 2016, I started off with liberal studies classes. My emphasis was on children of the art. From spring of 2016 until fall 2018, which is 3 years, I basically focused on liberal studies, my upper division courses, and that took me 3 years. So in total, just to get my BA, I took 5.5 years. And it's funny because I beat myself up so much about it, because I'm like, I could have been done. Like, it only took me 3 years to get my major, like, classes out of the way. If I would have came in with that, like, blah, blah, blah. And then I have to remind myself, like, Monica, chill, like, you learn so much through psychology courses that you've learned, that I've taken. I've learned that criminology isn't interesting to me. I've learned that statistics is my weakness. I've learned so much through that journey that I can't look back and be like, I could have been 1.5 years into my credential program. Like, I can't beat myself up about things that I cannot change. That's where I'm at now. Fall 2018 is when I graduated, officially finished my degree. So now let's talk about graduation and receiving my diploma. So May 2018, which was last year, I actually crossed and went through the ceremonial graduation. December 2018 was the last of me being an undergrad. So I am finally an alumni. I am finally considered a graduate student, which is amazing to say, because when I look back at my freshman year, I didn't think I was going to graduate. Like, I just saw myself going through the flow of things, not thinking I would see an end to it. So right now we're in February, the last day of February. Tomorrow is March. And I just been enjoying relaxing. I don't work. I'm not working. I'm not going to school. I'm not doing anything right now. I actually have already been accepted into a credential program that starts in May of 2019. So in a couple months, I will be going back to school to receive my credentials. And at the end of this program, I will also be receiving my master's. And meanwhile, I've been going through the application process to become a substitute teacher since November, and I'm waiting to receive my employee ID number so that I can start substitute teaching. So if you want to become a substitute teacher, start your process in advance, because it takes a while for everything to go through. That's pretty much all. My whole experience with college, graduation, my major, what I'm doing now, that's pretty much where I'm at now, and it's a lot. But this is the journey God has me on, and I can't complain. I can't question His plans. All I can do is embrace it and stick with it. I'm so excited to start school in May. I know it's a very intense program, and I'm just hoping that I get the most out of it. I'm blessed with a great group of people to learn from and to teach as well. Like, it's just so much coming in my life. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out my last video. If you guys are interested, stay tuned, because there's more to come. See you guys next time. Bye.